Hey everyone, welcome to Starting Lineup for round 26. It is the stretch run of MLS Fantasy, so we have a huge show for you with plenty of fantasy advice. You could say this might be the ultimate show. First off though, I need to say congrats to our producer Albert for tying the knot this weekend. But that also means he's going to miss our best show ever while he's on his honeymoon. And here's why. Everybody knows that I dominated Andrew in Footgolf a few weeks ago, and you probably also know that I can't help but give him a new wrestling nickname each week on the show. So it's time for him to pay up on this bet, and to do so, I thought I'd combine his punishment with my boyhood love of pro wrestling and a tribute to one of the all-time greats who played a big part in my 10th birthday party. So cue the music!
And on that note,
this is
I've
amazing.
done my duty.
This is amazing already, and we haven't even started talking about soccer.
Yeah, amazing is certainly one word for it, Jay. Thanks again for dragging me into your 10-year-old fantasy world. Makes me glad my parents never would pony up for the cable. But look, this makeup job, spot on.
Cable? That was pay-per-view, buddy.
I wouldn't have had that either, so.
I mentioned that this is a key stretch in fantasy as there are back-to-back 5-team double game weeks. There are also key international absences to note. This is such a big stretch that I finally used my wild card this week. We'll get to an O captain, my captain later in the show. But Andrew, what double teams are you looking to load up on?
First, congrats on holding that wild card, Jay. I don't have mine, but I don't need it. Second, it's pretty simple for me this week. Scratch Chivas and SKC off your list. I'd grab a player from TFC and then jump on the New England and Philadelphia bandwagon. For me, Sebastian Latou is a must-have with a double against, let's be honest, a listless TFC side that's in the midst of a serious shakeup. No Nelson? What's going to happen with Vanny? Who knows? 3 goals, 3 assists in his last 4, and priced at $8.4 million. He's a must-buy. And then, maybe you look at that Zach McMath guy. But there's that dreaded Union goalkeeper carousel. No Rice and Boley on international duty, but maybe, just maybe, Andre Blake could jump in.
Yeah, I have 4 New England players. That's the boat I am riding. Shuttleworth, Barnes, Wynn, and Davies. I also added Gilberto and Latou. Both must have this week as far as I'm concerned. But few fantasy managers are going to have 11 double game week guys. So who are the guys with only one start that you want to hold on to?
Now, first, the obvious. Hold on to Landon Donovan and Gyasi Zardes. They're pretty much going to carry your side if you let them. The not so obvious here, Robbie Keane. He's on international duty, as is Jaime Pinedo. So you're going to hold the first and drop the latter. And as for the rest, Clint Dempsey and Obagol, safe bets. I'd stick with FC Dallas too. That loss to the Fire, that's a blip in my opinion. I think Fabian Castillo is going to go WWE on some people this week.
All right, I let Keane go myself. Didn't want that huge chunk of change on my bench. And I'm planning to go Henry in the next double week as opposed to Keane. If you're thinking ahead to next week as well, the double game weeks are LA, New York, DC, Vancouver, and San Jose. So who are a couple less pricey guys, let's say $8.5 million and below, that you're looking at?
Now I'm going to start with the least pricey of the bunch, way below 8.5. That's Tommy Thompson. It's been a full-on love affair with the kid. I'm a little bit worried, in fact, for the past month, and I think he's due for a goal or some assists. 4.3 million, I already grabbed him. So, you know, maybe you get on that bandwagon too. A couple others to think about. Lloyd Sam in New York, Alan Gordon in LA. Guess he wasn't so bad, Earthquakes fans, and just about the whole DC team, especially Luis Silva and Perry Kitchen.
Yeah, okay. Let's get to the O captain, my captain, and Andrew. I think you got to do this one in full Ultimate Warrior character.
The most powerful force in the entire universe!
At number 3, look at me, sad sack. It has been written for a long time that there will be a series of battles between Toronto and Philly, and goals will be scored. And they will be scored by the man named Gilberto. I see the future, and in that future, he has 2 goals this week. I see the fear, too, written in the eyes of Sporting and the Fire. And the fear is caused by one man, Lee Wynn. Sporting sees the writing on the wall. 6 goals given up in 2 home games, and now they go on the road to face the potent attack of the Revolution. Win will be the man to put the dagger in his fearful opponents. And at number 1, the forces from within are calling one name, the French warrior known as Letou. He is set to unleash his wrath on the Toronto FC. 32 fantasy points over his last 3 games. Make him the man to lead you through the darkness.
I'm sorry, that was amazing. I strongly considered putting Landon on here, and I wouldn't argue against it if you did, but in the end, I can't go against the Warrior. I'd flip-flop Win and Letou, but otherwise, those are my 3 go-to guys as well. All right, that's all we have for this edition of Starting Lineup. Thanks to Andrew for being a good sport. Let us know in the comment section below what you thought of Andrew's performance as the Ultimate Warrior. And of course, who are you going to captain this week? Good luck. Don't forget to set your teams on Wednesday night.